Activating the 72 Names of God, a first-of-a-kind revelation. This video is dedicated to my sister, friend and supporter, Alyson Redding. I present it as a thank you for genuinely helping and supporting my endeavors on the Kabbalistic path. In this video, I will discuss with you my own unique way of activating the 72 triad name and turning the individual triads into self-working mantras and words of power that yield results upon using them. I will work my way here, assuming you already know the 72 names and how they came about and what each name is used for according to one system or another. I will try to use simple name combinations to show my idea, but what will be said on any specific name combination will be true for all name combinations of any of the 72 names. Either they come following each other or apart from each other. Any two names of the 72 could be activated the same way I will explain here. So, what is the secret trick? To understand how it works, you got to know a basic truth. The 72 names are actually 36 couples, meaning that every two names are actually one unit, with the first name being male and the other being female. One is Hesed, while the other is Gevura, like a yin and yang force. They enforce, reinforce, and balance each other's powers. So, for example, the name Wahewa is male, while the name Yolayo is female. The name Hezio is male, while the name Alada is female, etc. It is correct for every name. What comes first is male, the other one you add to it is female. So, for a name to work properly, it needs its counterpart. The secret component. So, what really triggers the names to work just by recitation, either on their own or as part of any Shem operation? The secret component is the triple divine formula, Yahweh, Eloheinu, Yahweh. It is the light in comparison to the triad couples, which are vessels. It is the gas that keeps the engine running. Kabbalists use the triple divine formula to bring good times into existence. As you can see in the picture below, it is taken from Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan's Sefer Yetzirah. As it is shown, the 14 letters of the name are used to bring the good times: the time to be born, the time to plant, the time to heal, the time to build, the time to hoard stones, the time to seek, to embrace, to safeguard, to be still, to sue, the time of peace, the time to love, the time of dancing, and the time of love. The second reason I used or chose the triple divine formula is its gematria. I will go a little bit mystical here, but it is crucial. So, the gematria of the triple divine formula, Yahweh, Eloheinu, Yahweh, is 154. This equals two important gematriot. First, 154 equals 2 multiplied by 77, 77 being the gematria of the word Mazal. Mazal is a spiritual energetic current. So the equation indicates a double effect or double portion of spiritual energetic currents of sustenance. The second equation is 154 equals 22 multiplied by 7, 22 being the 22 letters of creation or the full potential of the matrix code, multiplied by 7, which are the 7 Sefirot of Tiferet. So the equation indicates the full potential of creative power, as 7 indicates completion of creation, and it also indicates the full potential of creative power of the 7 Sefirot of Tiferet. So the whole permutation of the code, 22, multiplied by the power to complete creation, which is 7. So here comes the question. where all this creative power of Yahweh, Eloheinu, Yahweh is coming from. More specifically, from which world does it come from? The answer lies also in the gematria of 154, which is the gematria of the Hebrew word nakod, meaning spotted or speckle. If you are familiar with Kabbalistic language, specifically the Lurianic school, you will immediately recognize that nakod indicates the word of Nicodim, or specifically Tiferet, or the primordial word of Tohu, where spiritual energies of the Sephirot are intense and powerful to the point of breaking their vessels. In the world of Tohu, there is raw, intense energy that there is no vessel can contain or stop or restrain in any way possible. So here we use the 36 couples of the 72 triad names, or any other holy name for that matter, may it be the 42 letter name or whatever divine name is used by Kabbalists. You can use the name as an absolutic vessel for the forces of Tohu, or the forces of Yahweh, Eloheinu, Yahweh, to be guided and manifested. So, how it is done? First, we form the vessel by combining the male and female triad names, by elevating the female to its male in the following fashion. We take the first name, moted be Wahiwa, and we add to it the second name, Yolayo, in the following fashion. We put the first letter of the first name followed by the first letter of the second name. So Wahiwa Yolayo becomes Wayo Hela Wayo. The gematria of the names Wahewa Yolayo or Wayo Hela Wayo is 67, 17 plus 50, which is the gematria for the word Bina, the third sephira on the tree of life. So this combination Wayo Hela Wayo does not only indicate the combined power of the two names, but also, among other things, that they grant understanding and insight into how to bring the names to manifest their powers. The second thing, we unite the name of the triple divine formula. We unite the force in the same fashion, elevating each name to its previous partner. So Yahweh, Eloheinu, Yahweh becomes Yoah, Hela, Wahe, Heyo, Noyo, Wahe, Wahe. Now we bring force into form in the following manner, forming a 20 letter name of 5 parts with 4 letters for each part. So the name becomes Wayo, Yoa, Hela, Hela, Wayo, Wahe, Heyo, Noyo, Wahe, Wahe. I put it in colors just for you to distinct each individual name and how it is combined to its following name, but in black here it is the name as a one unit. Wayo, Yoa, Hela, Hela, Wayo, Wahe, Heyo, Noyo, Wahe, Wahe. The gematria of this 20 letter name brings with it another fascinating aspect of the combination. The gematria of the two triad names is 67, added to the gematria of the triple divine formula 154. This equals 221. 221 is the gematria of the word Erech, indicating that this name brings down the mazal, or the spiritual current, from the sephirotic face we call Ari Khambin, especially from the hair or the channel of power or the beard that is called Erech Abayim, or slow to anger. It also indicates the opening of of the 221 gates of creation to make the powers of the name a reality and materialize it abundantly and in proper manner through the way of the middle path. Rabbi Ari Kaplan comments on the number 221, saying the following: there is, however, a very ancient tradition which reads 221 gates rather than 231. This is the reading favored by Rabbi Eliezer Rokiach of Worms, who learned it by tradition from Rabbi Yehuda HaHasid, and he gives the figure of the 221 gates. Then he says, the Kabbalists note that this number is based on the Talmudic teaching that in the future world, King David's cup will hold 221 measures. This is based on the verse, you have anointed my head with oil, my cup is overflowing. In Hebrew, overflowing is revaya, which has a numerical value of 221. The term revaya is later used by Sefer Yetzirah to denote the temperate season, paralleling the letter Aleph, just as the Aleph serves as the intermediate between Shin and Mem, or air is the intermediate between fire and water. So he comments on the word temperate, saying the following: the Hebrew word for temperate here is revaya or ravaya. This use of the word revaya is virtually unique in Hebrew literature. The usual interpretation of revaya is abundance, as in the verse, my cup is abundant, or revaya. It should be recalled that it is from this verse that some Kabbalists find an allusion to the 221 gates discussed earlier. One reason for the use of revaya to denote the spring and fall was because these two were the harvest seasons in the Holy Land, of course, where abundance lies. So the most obvious source for this usage in the verse, we have come through fire and water, and you brought us out to Ravaya. Some commentaries interpret Ravaya here to also mean abundance, but from the context, temperate seems to be a more logical interpretation. Ravaya would then denote the desired meaning between fire and water. The Sefer Yetzirah also uses this word in such a sense. Ravaya indicates tiferet. So now we come to the jewel or the crown, which I call the Passover connection. We are now in the season of Pesach, the Passover, happy feasts and holidays for Jews and Christians alike. And I tell you a great joyous secret. This 20-letter name I present here is one of the most fitting meditations for the season of Passover. First, as we saw, 221 is about opening the gates of creation, especially in the temperate season like the one we are in nowadays. Secondly, the names Wahewa Yolayo are the first of the 6 triads corresponding to the constellation of Aries, the constellation that marks the beginning of the Passover season and the beginning of creation. Thirdly, as I said before, the combination Wayo Hela Wayo equals 67, which is Bina, or the head or brain, the Moach or Moach of creation, and it is also the head of the zodiac man, which is a most fitting description for constellation Aries. For a Christian, all those meanings flow into the person of Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, as he is the Son of God, Benya, which is a permutation of Bina that equals also 67. He is the Lamb, Aries of God, who lifts and carries away the sins of the world. He is the light of the world, as Aries is the beginning of the light seasons. He is the descendant and root of David, and 221 equals light of David or David. Jesus Christ for a Christian is the true or David. Now we come to the conclusion of this presentation. If you find the content of this channel helpful and pleasing and want its content to be presented on a regular basis, please consider blessing me and support my channel with a PayPal gift. Even a small amount like $1 to $5 will be much of a blessing. If you want to support the creation of the next video or a video on a specific spiritual subject you want me to share my insights about, you can donate only $20 through PayPal, mentioning whether it is a support gift or it is about a certain subject you want me to discuss. You will find my PayPal link in the description box below. See you in the next video. Peace and mercy be with you.